Hello, welcome. Today we're looking at the newest template for Bubble that we just finished up. We've been trying to do something in the productivity to-do list space for a little bit now, but we've been, obviously messing around with a lot of AI stuff, interesting AI tools, templates, and I guess we thought about combining the two. So instead of it just being a traditional to-do list application, it's kind of now taken on a bit of a, like a tick to-doist meets OpenAI, ChatGPT. So we're building it out. Every day we're adding more features, but as of right now, this template is fully available to go get for yourself. Start out your own to-do list app company, your own AI to-do list app company. This could be your own personal, task management, maybe something for, your team, manage your team, or even, build out an MVP, build out your own product, software, and SaaS structure this. Basically, make this a paid application month to month where people can actually run their own task management through it and then, sell that, build a little brand around it. So there's a whole lot of potential you can do with the AI to-do list template. And like I said, we're adding more and more features day by day. So get it while the getting's good. We'll start it out pretty cheap because, we're still building it. But as it is right now, it's fully functional. It's pretty awesome. I want to do a bit of an overview on what we got so far, how it works, how to use it, what it looks like when you get it, and the customizability. So right now we're just looking at, the kind of landing page, which if we can go straight to preview mode, landing page, again, this all comes with it. As of right now, there's, the baseline stuff, the email confirmation, the test, the 404, reset password, sign up. But the two main pages are index and app. Index is the landing page, which shows up if you're not signed in. Traditional landing page, a little bit of copy, a little bit of examples. The examples aren't pulling right now because we're in preview mode, but, pretty clean, pretty modern, pretty simple. But let's get into the meat here. Basically, let's just look at the features before, and then we'll go over it more specifically afterwards. But when you come in here, I'm going to sign up. I'm actually going to sign in, but, sign up form, simple. It has like an email confirmation built into the back end that comes with it. Okay, so this is what it looks like once you get signed in. If you are testing it out right now and you have to make an account, basically make an account, it'll send you an email confirmation, confirm your email, and then you're in. And you can, disable that if you don't want email confirmation right away once you're getting early users or if it's just for you. But, as it is right now, it's built to kind of be, a traditional product with a little bit of email verification. But as it comes out of the box, we have today breakdown, tasks breakdown, and a calendar view of all of those things. And those are the main three tabs up top, and then down below that are project to project views. So default project, every user account has a default project that appears right there at the top, and then these are every other project you create. So, if I have, I just add some example projects in here, but we can, pretend these are real projects that I have going on right now. So these are the project views we have right now. I did dog sitting company, cat, and Visair, which I think I used in a previous video as an example. But the breakdown of a traditional task management application, it is pretty standard, pretty clean, pretty sexy, like I said, but basically, it's a project. You get a little description for the project. You can add a task in. That opens up the new window to add a task. And I could say, for my dog sitting company, okay, I want to create a business plan. Awesome. And we'll add that to today. But let's actually say that's due next week. That'll take me a little bit. Task status, we're going to make that active. And I don't think we need any notes right now. Save that. And then boom, it appears, as you see, right there. Cool, so now we got one task in the dog sitting company, we've got one task in the cat, and we've got Visair. If we decide we want to get rid of a project, simple, you just go right up here. You can rename it, you can update the visibility. If you're adding team, again, this is pretty powerful for what it is right now, but you can add a full, team collaboration. If you click the share button up there, you can sort it if you have a ton of tasks and then tasks within tasks. You can sort that by due date, by most recently created, and of course by name. But if we want to get rid of this, let's say, never mind, we're not doing the dog sitting company. We're going to focus on cat and Visor. We can just simply delete the project. And that is the gist of the front end. We'll look at it in a little more detail in a second here, but let me show you what's going into this, what's powering it and making the magic happen. So it will look a little overwhelming when you first come back, a bunch of hidden layers when you're looking at the app page. But if you want to see basically how the magic happens, the workflow is it looks a little more complicated than it is, but that's why, everything functions very smooth, very fast. The main layer workflow for this actual page, so that's all the things from, the buttons and interacting to the reusable elements. And then with that, a lot of those have calls that go straight to the backend workflows. And then the backend workflows are where a lot of the more, I guess you could say, complicated, the task creations and task generations and the AI. So what is the AI? You say, let's get to the fun stuff. This is just, again, to look at a little bit of the meat here. This is where all the actual task management, the organizing into lists, into projects, due dates, and all of that happens between the back-end workflows and then the individual pages, app page workflows. Then these are all the reusable elements, which you can see, if you go back to the app page, all of the things that we were just interacting with are, in fact, reusable elements. So if you see some of the stuff here, if we go into group body, you can see this is the today view, which is, again, up here, a reusable element for the todays. That's when we were clicking over here and clicking to the today view. We have the calendar view. We have the tasks view. That's just the basically the page that adds individual tasks. And then you can't see it from here, but then when you click that opens up the task editor. The task editor, again, right, easy to edit. You can kind of, explore around within this, but it all, simply flows together for P today, for P tasks. You'll always just look for the reusable elements section. And then if we were going to adjust, say, e-tasks details, we could come in here and you could say, okay, if you don't really care about the today column, you can get rid of the today column, change this. You can get rid of the task status. Maybe you don't care about active or inactive. Maybe you just delete the tasks afterwards. And you could add more specific things. You could add categories. You could add importance. You could add focus levels. You could add, multiple projects. You can add, as many complicated details as you want. You would just basically add that between here and in the database, which we will look at again in a second here. But let's start by, as promised, let's look at what the AI functionality is as it is right now. So, like I said, OpenAI, we are using the OpenAI API right now in the plugins. We're not using too many right now. We've got 6 plugins currently enabled. The calendar, which I just showed you a second ago, Gmail like profile pictures, which is quickly for users to be able to upload their own profile pictures, Google Material icons, JSON master, and then read JSON and get value by key. So that is the gist of what powers it. But like I said, OpenAI API is what we'll be using for all the AI stuff. So we will be adding more interesting AI features as we go here. But just so you can see the power of what is happening as it is right now, if I'm going to create a new project, let's go come up with a new project. Let's say we got an e-com store. We're starting out. We're going to sell shoes. So we're going to call it Shoe Palace. Cool. Description, a startup e-commerce company, a startup e-commerce company that sells environmentally friendly shoes. Cool. So basic startup idea, selling shoes. And then you could keep it typical. You could do your basic project management, task management application, or, sell that off to potential buyers, clients, or you can click right here, create and generate suggested tasks. So we're going to do that for a second. And then this is going to take about 5 seconds to generate in the back end. Like I just showed you all the workflows. It's running through those workflows. This will take a minute now, and that should be good. So now, as you see, it is a blank project screen with the description, with everything we were just looking at. If you want to come in here and see what AI has done, as soon as you click add a task, basically what happened in the background in the workflow section is it created a project, it created a first task, and it set a little note in it that basically said, we want AI to generate tasks. And then that made a call to OpenAI, ChatGPT, and then created 10 tasks to go with that company description to start things out. And it will get more complicated as we want to there. But if we are, struggling with how to start this company out, you can add as much detail to that description as you want to. We were pretty vague about it, but it sent that off to OpenAI API and it came up with this. So here are 10 tasks based on the project description. So now, it breaks it down into 10. Like I said, we've got market research, we've got product sourcing, website development, branding and design, inventory management, marketing strategy. And you can see it's specific. Conduct a thorough market analysis to identify the target audience, competitors, and potential demand for environmentally friendly shoes. Product sourcing, identify and establish partnerships with manufacturers or suppliers that offer a wide range of environmentally friendly shoe options. So you see it's specific to the description we made. It made that call, and now we have this sitting there. And again, we can close that if we want to, but then, we come back in to add a task. It'll look for that check in the database, and it still says that we want AI to generate the task. So that same call is still displayed here. So awesome. So we can, add these in as we want to. Maybe we don't want all of those tasks. Maybe we just want market research. Okay, that's a good one. We'll add that. Task status active. We'll say that's due tomorrow. Great. Now let's say we also want to take, product sourcing. Maybe we already have a lead on product, so we don't need that one. But we do want to create the website. So let's add website development in for our other task. And then this one, we do want the specific. So let's take everything down here as well, because that's valuable information that ChatGPT gave us. We'll add that into the notes and boom, that's awesome. We'll save that. And we'll close that for now. So as you can see, now we've got some tasks here. We've got market research. We've got website development with the little notes here. I added an extra task by accident. We can delete that right there. And boom. So, there we have it. We've got tasks now. We've got AI that did the call and created a bit of a plan for the first 10 tasks that we can then add in as needed and then get to our project. And so the difference is Shoe Palace, as you just saw, we said we wanted AI generation. So every time you add a new task, you'll get the AI generated tasks that we came up with before. But I believe I made, is CatCat? No, maybe I did have AI generated on that one. Yeah, so CatCat did the same thing. This is a different company, so it has a different business plan based on a business that cleans up cat urine stains from luxury apartments. Very creative, I know. But basically, if you do one that you don't want AI to generate task ideas and to generate anything. You just want it to be, human thought, just for your sake, just for yourself, just for your team, whatever, or your client's project. We can say, let's say car rentals. Maybe I rent cars on the side on Turo. And then descriptions, renting out my extra cars. Cool. And then we don't want AI on this one. So we're just going to create the project only. Now there's no AI thing that runs in the background on that one. When we add a task into this project, we don't get any AI generation. We just get the standard individual task creation. So we could say, list cars on Turo. Again, task status. We'll say active on that one. We'll say we want that to be due next week, and then boom, save it. So then, like I said, you go back to Shoe Palace. This has all the AI generated data. And then car rentals, list cars on Turo. We've got no AI generated data. So that is the difference. And like I said, beyond that, it has a bit of power on everything else that you would expect from a task management app. The share option, the sort option, the customizability, and of course the calendar view, which is very handy, and you can switch quickly between week, day, month, etc., etc. So that's the gist of how the front end works. If we want to look a little bit into the back of, again, what powers this puppy, we looked at the workflow. The workflow, like I said, is basically all the automations, all the ifs and thens that happen when you're interacting with tasks, projects, user information, status updates, due dates, all that stuff. It's done between the workflow of the individual reusable elements, the pages, and of course, the back-end workflows. But in terms of how the data is broken up, you can, again, explore through how the workflows actually function if you want to see, step by step. And we're going to make a documentation, breakdown too, with all the information written out if you want to see, again, specifically how it all interacts with itself, and if you want to customize the workflows a little bit more aggressively. Like I said, we're going to keep adding more and more interesting AI polls that can help a task management application. We're still building at this point, so please leave comments, give us ideas as far as what you would like to see in the AI meets task management front. As I said, right now it's a lower price, so you can get in on this and use it for the powerhouse that it is right now, but then over time expect a whole lot more interesting AI functionality. So anyway, and like I said, reach out with any questions as well, but any ideas, any things you want to see built, we are excited to implement them and come up with cool ideas on what will be valuable for both your own personal task management opportunities, but also building products. So you getting this template and then building potential interesting task management products and applications for others to use and buy from you. So the data is broken up by, as every other Bubble application, user, and then we get into the more creative stuff. So we have tasks, task rewrites, task steps, projects, demo I might get rid of. We don't need that necessarily. ChatGPT prompt and ChatGPT completion log. So the prompt is what's created before it goes out to OpenAI. That is what it pulls from, sends it out to OpenAI. And then once it comes back with the entire message, the response, from OpenAI, ChatGPT, that is what is filled in. And there's a bunch of privacy breakdowns too, as far as searchability to, affect that in the front end, and as far as, adding users, and you can make that, again, as customized as you want. You might not even want the shared teams feature, so you can disable a bunch of things accordingly if you're not interested in that. But as I said, as you get it right now within the Bubble template store, all of this stuff will be preset to function fully as a task management would be expected to. So, you can do as little or as intensively much customization as you want to create this to be, the product of your dreams. And then, like I said, the ChatGPT completion logs, this is basically what comes back from OpenAI. So this is the AI task breakdown information that we were just looking at in the front that fills in on the new task, all filled in right there. There's our prompt. There's unique ID for the prompt. That stuff's important information for the way the workflow works. But there you go. So a little bit of how the sausage is made. There's the prompts, and then there's the completion log that ends up coming back from those prompts. Here's the projects. Projects, again, all editable. You can obviously edit it from the front end like we just looked at and like you would expect to in a task management app, but it's also all editable back here. And if you decide, you wanted AI suggestions to be on, on and then you don't want them to be on, I could come in here and say for cat, I actually don't want AI suggestions. So I could change that right there, click save, boom, go back to the front and look at cat, and then there's no longer AI suggestions there. So that's, helpful too. You can quickly look through all your tasks. I made a modified view just so you can see the name clearer, the status, the active. I figured that was more important information if you're looking at it from the database view. So like I said, that will be all set up for you as well in the template. Design customizability is very easy. Again, you can set everything up as far as like how the phrasing you want. You might not even want to call it tasks. It could be like, market the whole thing as, a pie theory breakdown. Maybe you structure your project as pies and every individual task is a slice. So you can reskin it to be all of that. You can affect that here. And then you can go through to the tasks. You can, instead of calling it task, you could say add a slice. I don't know. This is a stupid idea, but you get the idea. Everything is super, super no code customizable, all through the reusable elements. So create the product of your dreams however you want it to be. And of course, you can affect the styles too. Everything is pretty tricked out as it is right now with font and color, all through element styles here for, buttons, texts, individual layers and shapes. But overarching styles, you can change the font right here. You can change all of the colors and truly create your own look for the task management too. When I was first trying to find a great task management app, a huge component was what it looked like. I want something that's clean and makes, my projects and my tasks look sexy and neat. And that can all be done quite quickly in the Bubble backend. So building your product can be efficient and also beautiful. So that's great. To get your AI calls working and functional right from the get-go, the only thing you're going to have to change, as is the case with our other OpenAI API integrated templates, is you will just have to come in here. And again, this will be closed when you first open it up, but you'll open up API connector in the installed plugins, the API name OpenAI, click expand there. And then right here, this key value, I'm not going to click the whole thing because then you can steal my OpenAI API key, but basically you can keep the bearer there and the space and just replace the SK with your own OpenAI API key. Again, those API keys are free. Just Google OpenAI API key if you don't have one already, and then just paste that where this is on my screen. As you see, everything else should be all good, easy peasy, good to go. If you have trouble actually generating the AI created task list for your individual project, I think that might come down to, I believe Bubble has made it so for back-end workflows, so all of these that happen, calls from the regular workflows and, start loading a page with certain variables, whatever. But these back-end workflows, I think you might have to be on a paid plan, or at least a trial for a paid plan, to get those back-end workflows to function. So if it gives you an error and says something about the back-end workflows, that just means you have to start a free trial. And to do that, you just go over to settings, you just go over to update plan, and that should be all set. So then you can actually see the AI in action work as expected, as needed. So I'm not sure that it'll do that, but if it does do that, that is the solution to that problem. So that's the gist. Just a quick look today at the new template. I'm very excited about this one. As you can see so far, it is powerful. You can, like I said, build a really interesting task management, fully customized creative task management for yourself, for your team management, or you can take this template and start building out a really, really great AI integrated task management hybrid application. And as we add more AI functionality, it'll just get more and more interesting and more powerful. Like I said, please let us know interesting things that you think you'd like to see in this, and what you like so far in it. Anything you don't like, we would gladly shift and adjust to make it perfect. So enjoy, get out there, start working on some interesting to-do list MVPs, some task management products and softwares, and keep us updated with what you're building. We love to hear cool ideas are being brought to fruition based on the templates we're making. So please let us know and enjoy this one. And as we update it and as we change and make cool things happen, we will make more videos. So enjoy. See you next time.